Hey guys, Metal Viking 82 here, back with yet another Viking Orations. Got another review for you again today, and this time around I'm going to be talking to you about the debut EP from the band Seep, entitled Souvenirs of a Necrosadist, put out just this year through Savard Records. And if you're not familiar with the band Seep, they are a doom death band out of Maine that formed just last year in 2019, featuring Meat Sack on bass and Vomitus handling guitars, bass, drums, as well as vocals. As I said, this is their debut EP. It is 3 tracks, clocks in just under 17 and a half minutes in length, and yeah, this is just a sick release. It starts off with what sounds like this something that's boiling. It is gurgling away, really kind of, when you look at the album cover and then you hear that sound, it just kind of really messes with your stomach a little bit, and then bam, you're hit with the slow chuggy riffs and the death growls. The guitars overall have that kind of heavy, dirty sound to them. There's lots of slow, heavy, chuggy riffs with some more mid-paced ones here and there. Track 3, Noose of Entrails, it even uses some pinch harmonics, which is kind of a cool little addition. The bass doesn't really stand out to me on this EP very much in the mix. It kind of remains buried and works in tandem with the guitar to kind of give that oomph to the overall sound of the music. The drum production, to me, it doesn't have much power to it, though. There's some really good double bass work, and overall the performance is good. I mean, it's not overly flashy or anything like that, but I think it gets a little overpowered by the guitars and the overall mix of things. I really like the vocals, though, as again, I'm kind of reminded of Ceremonium, as they're these real low growls with slight reverb, giving them that kind of ominous feel. Track 2, Boiled and Piss. I love that slow played opening riff before it hits full force with a heavy chugging riff, which kind of has a bit of a Mortician vibe to it, which, given this band's name and everything, not surprised that you would hear a little bit of Mortician in their sound. At about 2 minutes and 22 seconds in, there's this crazy yet cool sounding guitar solo that leads to this real distant sounding guitar riff that just kind of builds until it kicks back in at full volume. And then it ends with this really cool keyboard part, along with this really creepy voice, and it sounds like it could be out of Halloween. When I was listening to that keyboard, I was like, that sounds like that could be out of the original Halloween movie, which is definitely a cool little aspect. Going back to track 3, Noose of Entrails, it starts with a clip of a serial killer being interviewed, and the track also ends with like a slowed down portion of the same interview, but to me, it just kind of goes on way too long, and it kind of drags out unnecessarily. It's almost like they wanted to drag it, because by this point, the music has stopped, and all you have is that slowed down portion of the interview, and it just seems like it just goes on way too long. They could have just played it at full speed, been done with it, but it's like they wanted to drag it out for some reason. I just thought that was kind of unnecessary. Overall, this is a solid debut of just some heavy, filthy sounding doom death. I do wish the drums had a bit more power to them, and I wish they hadn't really drawn out the ending to the last track. I thought, as I said, that was kind of unnecessary. But, it's got some nice guitar work. It's got some really killer vocals, making it still enjoyable despite those little kind of pet peeves of mine, I guess you could say. I'm definitely interested in hearing anything else these guys do in the future, that's for sure. But, yeah, I give it a 8 out of 10. Still worth checking out, I believe. So, yeah, I will leave a link down below where you can check this out for yourself and make up your own mind and maybe pick up a copy if you would like. So, yeah, that is going to do it. Thank you so much for watching and subscribing. And until next time, stay brutal.